Hello and welcome to the 5th week of the Lift Your Spirits Mystery Crochet Along. In our live stream chat today, I've got over 20 more Halloween crochet patterns to share with you guys. I'm super excited. I got a really long list from one of our participants, Maud. Thank you so much for that list. I also snagged a few off of Jessica's Halloween Roundup, which I'll have linked down below as well. And then I found a couple on TikTok that I haven't talked about either. So if you're joining me live, thank you. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're here. If you're catching the replay, we've got over 20 patterns to look at, talk about. All of the links are going to be in the description box down below. And then at the end of the stream, I've got a couple Lift Your Spirit shawls in progress to share off that I got permission from the people in the Facebook group to share. So let's look who is joining us this morning. Good morning, Lindsay, first in the chat with a ghost emoji. I love it. Jessica, hello, good morning. And good morning, Kim, unapologetically, Mocha Crochet and Crafts. It's always a mouthful. Real quick before we get into the patterns, it's October. And I am so hyped, of course. We started decorating around my house. You can see we've got some the Halloween decals up in the back and around the rest of the house. I had to throw my Fleur de Noir Witches hat on. So this is a pattern that you can get on Ravelry for $1.99. I absolutely love it. And then I just finished my darkening shawl. This thing is so bougie spooky. Like seriously, that is the best way to describe this thing. Look how bougie spooky. My goodness. So this pattern is a knit pattern, unfortunately, for those of you that crochet. It holds a strand of fingering weight merino with a strand of mohair, or at least that's what I did in my version. It is warm, it is soft, and it is spooky, and I am ready for Halloween. For me, Halloween is more than just October, but it's definitely the entire month of October at a minimum. So thank you, Jessica. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much. Hey, AM, thanks for joining the live stream. I wonder if you got your giveaway prize yet. Did you get your yarn yet? And super excited that it's October too. I am so ready. We've got fall weather going on too here in Washington. It's cold, it's windy, it's rainy. I'm loving it. All the leaves are falling. Okay, so let's get into today's crochet patterns. We are starting with something super cute. Look how adorable. Now, obviously, this cat is a trooper. Not all cats would appreciate a cat mom that would crochet them something like this. But I mean, the kitty's sleeping. This is a trooper for sure. So this is the Witch Hat for Cats by PawsomeCrochet, and you can get this pattern for $3.95, and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. If you know that your pet, this would also look super cute on a small dog. If you know that your pet is willing to let you dress them up, why not? It's so cute. I can't. AM, you did get your yarn. Oh, I'm so glad. I can't wait to see what you make with it. I know you mentioned that it was going to be for your husband. I think it's going to be so good. Knitwim, already tempted. Okay, so this is a quick pattern too, right? So this is something that you really could finish before Halloween. I bet you could finish this in just a couple hours. And I also bet that you have black and orange scraps in the right quantities in the stash. So sorry, not sorry. Kathy, hey, thanks for joining this morning. Cat in hat. Yes, I love it so much. Hey, Lacey. Hello, beautiful yarn friends. How are you doing this morning? I'm going to be tempting you with over 20 crochet Halloween patterns today. I'm so glad you guys recommended that we do this again because I love everything that I put in today's slideshow. So let's go on to the next pattern here. More crochet for cats. Why not make your cat a vampire or a bat? Now, I know, Lacey, this one might be tempting for you because your cat already looks like a vampire. Just needs some wings to go with those teeth. So this is the Salem Batwings Cat Jacket by Charlotte Gillbanks, and this one's free. So also, this is most likely one where you already have the right amount of yarn in stash. It doesn't look like it costs too much or takes too much yarn to create. I guess the only thing that you really need that might be hard to have is a willing participant, a willing pet that would let you put this on them. I know it is specifically for cats, but I do still feel like you could get away with this fitting a small dog that's about the size of a cat as well. I mean, honestly, it might even be a bit too big for certain dogs like Chihuahuas. Welcome, M560. Little late. I was working on the MCAL. Hey, no worries at all. This is just the second pattern so far. You haven't missed very much. And I do, Lacey. I know you love a good temptation. OMG, I'm freaking out right now. Luffy will finally get her Batwings. Yeah, I think that they will be perfect for her. I will say, I would definitely, if you're going to make this pattern, definitely choose something that is going to work up at a nice stiff gauge because you don't want them too floppy, a little floppy, but maybe not too floppy. Or if you don't want to work at a dense gauge, I bet you could easily weave some light armature wires through those wings to get them to really stand up. How stinking cute. All right, the next pattern I've got on here is this cute little set of Halloween gnomes. And if you see any of the designer names that look like this PamPinostore, there's a really good chance that this pattern is from Etsy. Again, I will have all of the patterns linked in the description box below if you love any of the patterns that you see today. But that kind of format is most likely Etsy. I didn't go out of my way to find the designer's actual name. I just went with however you can best find the pattern. So this is PamPinostore, and this one is $6.60, and it is for the entire collection of everything that you see. So definitely worth it. It's going to be a nice thick pattern when there are all these variations that are included. One thing that I do really respect about amigurumi designers is frequently they will post a lot of photo tutorials in their patterns, making them quite long, but it helps you make exactly what you see in the picture. Amigurumi, if you haven't tried it before, can be quite tricky, especially with the seaming, some of the shaping techniques that are used. So that's why you see some of those price points that you see with these patterns. And when you see a collection with a lot of options, I think that little pumpkin in the back is the cutest thing ever. A pumpkin-headed gnome. How freaking cute. And I love all the variations on the gnome's hoods. You've got the spider hat, the witch hat, and the ghost hat. I'm loving the ghost hat. And what if you were able to use that Lion Brand glow-in-the-dark yarn for that hat? How adorable. Lacey, I've seen something about people getting a good stiff fabric with starch. I think I will try it with her wings. That's a great option. I've only ever starched cotton, so I don't know. I can't speak to if that works on any other fiber content, but I have starched cotton snowflakes, and it works super well. I really like the glue version of starching them versus the traditional because it really makes them stiff, but you can go researching why you would choose one over the other. But yeah. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling today, guys. I'm still fighting that same head cold. It does not want to go away. Okay, who needs these throw pillows for their couch? Because I know I do. These are so creepy cute. The Bloodshot Eyeball Pillow by CrochetByDarleen for $3.99. I love the colors that she used on the irises. They look so real. And I think this would be like the one time that I'm not super mad about back stitching over my crochet for those veins and the eyeballs. How creepy, cute, spooky. I am loving it. And what about that little detail there in the pupil? That little highlight detail. Oh, I think she nailed it. I love that she chose two different colors. It gives an even spookier vibe. And this photo seriously is everything also. Like, I think she did a great job designing it and marketing it. And now I feel like I need eyeballs all over my couch. The only problem is I feel like I would leave them up year round. And I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I just feel like my guests might. I love this designer's gnome pattern. So cute. Yes, her gnome is a really, really cute one, especially for Halloween. I see a science experiment in my future. Lacey, let me know how that goes if you do try it out. I want to see your kitty in those wings. I want this pillow so much. I see your pun. I see your pun there. I love it. I feel like I can't tell the gauge of the pattern, right? There's always wiggle room for altering patterns once you get your hands on them. This is one where you could hold for the pupil, if it's not already held double, you could use 2 yarns that meet the gauge of the original yarn that it calls for and get your nice variegation that way. Or if you're bougie like me, you can use your hand-dyed yarns to get that beautiful effect too. I love it so much. And Kim, you're right. Yeah, even the lava lamp matches. You can tell she staged this photo so well. All right, on to the next pattern. This super cute set of spider coasters. I love it. I love that it looks cute in orange and gray as well. And I feel like it's one that you could add your own little flair to. I would probably add little eyeballs to mine, like needle felt, like 4 little eyeballs across the head, just for a little bit of an extra spook factor. I really like how they've got it on the wine glass there, or well, it doesn't look like wine, but it looks like an alcoholic beverage. But it's great. This would be great for if you were hosting a Halloween party. If everyone had their own coaster, you could do a variety of Halloween colors. And then, I'm the green coaster, I'm the blue coaster. If you remember to put your drinks back on the coaster, that is. But I think this is a super cute one. So this is the Spider Coaster by Nia Creates, which is free. I believe this one was on her website or on their website. M560, super glad you like the Mod, I did not realize that is your username on the YouTube live streams. How did I not make that connection? You've got usernames all over the place. It can be hard to connect them to each other. I really loved, I have the entire list you sent me, plus more. So I think you did miss that in the beginning. I was talking about how you sent me that lovely list of patterns. We've got all of them. We've got some that Jessica shared as well, and then some that I've added on top. So I'm so glad to know to make the connection that this is your YouTube username. Thank you so much. And I love Halloween too, so I super, super appreciate it. Lisa, you find the best patterns. Those spiders are so simple, but so cute. Yeah, so this is from Maud's list. I will let you guys know when we switch over from Maud's list to Jessica's and then to mine. So definitely say thank you to M560 because most of these came from her and I really appreciate it. No worries. All right, on to the next pattern. Okay, more bats. How stinking cute. So if you wanted to make your own Halloween costume for your little one or other little ones in your life, this is a free pattern. The Frightfully Adorable Baby Bat Set from I Like Crochet Network, not Netwalk. That's a typo. I Like Crochet Network. How cute. It's a hat and a onesie set. This is just so stinking adorable. I love it so much. And I honestly have no idea how they got that baby to look so stinking cute in that outfit. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, you may have seen my stories. I tried to photograph Annie in her new pinafore, and she was not having it. She does not like to be dressed up. It's going to be a struggle. I'm probably not going to be making her too many things till she gets a little bit older. But this baby is looking so cute in that bat outfit. So if you have a willing participant, oh, how cute is that? And that's a keepsake photo for life. Like, I would print that and hang that up in my house for sure. Lacey M560, such a good selection. You are correct. She did a great job. Jessica, oh my gosh, it's so precious. I just want to snuggle that baby. Baby bat. Oh. Oh, I need a baby so I can make these Batwings. Anyone want to donate a baby to me? Oh, yes. You got to go out. You got to go out and find a baby. Can I borrow your baby for some crochet photos? The pinafore looks so cute on her, though. Thank you. Yes, she She does look adorable in it, but she does not like it. Maybe it's something I can warm her up into, train her to wear my crochet handmaids because it makes me happy. Let's work together, Annie. And thank you, Lacey. Yes, absolutely. I think you guys are going to love all of the patterns that she shared because I know I did. On to the next one. How cute is this graph Gann chart? It's the Crochet Halloween Cat by PrettyThingsByKatja. It's a $5.69 pattern. I believe this was on Etsy. And there are these little notes on the photo that says these are symbolic images and not photos of a finished blanket, or the other one kind of looks like a pillow. I don't know how they generated these images. It looks real. It looks real to the point that that note is needed on the photo, because especially the one on the left that looks like the blanket, I would have thought that was the actual blanket. I love the artwork with this. The cat riding the skull with the little moon in the back. I really like the colors they chose to represent the chart as well. This would be one that would be really fun. And I believe the way that this is charted, you could use it in your traditional color work crochet manner, or it looks like you could also corner to corner this one as well. So if you like doing either of those styles of color work crochet, I think this is so cute. I feel like my 6-year-old would love this blanket on her bed. Or even if, like, you could change your yarn weight to change the size of the image, right? So if you didn't want to make it a giant blanket, you could use a smaller, finer weight yarn and make a smaller wall hanging even. It would be super cute as a wall hanging or a pillow. I also saw your transformation on Insta with your shawl. So spooky. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, I love this shawl so much. And I've been having way too much fun on TikTok lately. I feel like it is just too much fun. I'm not the best. I still post them anyways because you got to learn I have to learn by doing. So might as well share my progress. Lacey, totally not weird. Hi. So I am as wondering if I could possibly borrow your baby. I will give it back when it starts walking. Okay, thanks. I guess maybe it's one of those things where if you wanted a different type of side job, you could become a nanny and become really good friends with the family and then get permission. Oh, you got Jessica cracking up too. Oh. All right, on to the next pattern. Look at how cute is this Crown of Skulls doily pattern by CreativeWorksByAnnie. It's only $1.99. I feel like that is not a high enough price for this pattern, but people make their choices the way that they do. Now, in our last video where we went over crochet patterns, there were a couple skull-themed doilies as well. I think this is another great version. It looks like it uses a finer weight, and the skulls look quite a bit different, and there's not as much three-dimensional pieces to it. I love it, and I love how there's two sizes. Look at that. There is the very large one, and then there are the other two smaller ones that have different designs in them as well. So cute. That little one with the skulls, or I guess the black one has skulls in it too. You just can't see it as well. Okay, I didn't quite realize that. I thought it was a completely different design. For whatever reason, on the little black doilies, you can't see the skulls as easily. You really have to be looking for them, but they pop on the little white doily. They're the same design, just a smaller version of that same pattern. I love it. Super cute, super spooky. This would definitely be one that you could starch and hang as a decoration as well. You wouldn't have to necessarily just lay this as a centerpiece decorative. I don't know what word I'm looking for there, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I would be more likely to hang this because of my children and my cats. I have a hard time decorating my kitchen table. It doesn't last very long. Ooh, I need that doily in my life. Yeah, if you're willing to go through the work of fine thread, this is I've only done it once in my life just to try it, and I haven't done it since. But that's also because I generally don't use doilies or know people that use doilies. But this would be the type of doily if you're gonna try it. It's super spooky. The Victorian style really makes it amazing. It absolutely does. That is my favorite spook factor. It's I've definitely leaned towards the Addams Family, Morticia Addams vibes, and this is absolutely that same aesthetic. The skull doily would make an amazing dream catcher. Oh, yes, it would. And speaking of using skull doilies as other things, I've got something to show you later. So yeah, that is the Crown of Skulls doily pattern. Super cute, super spooky. I'm loving it. Another doily is Jack in the Web by Marsha Glassner. It is a free crochet doily pattern. Now, she is the same designer that designed the Boo ghost doily that I have made. So I haven't made this doily, but I can tell you it is very well written. I already know because that Boo pattern was super well written. I love that in between these pumpkins, there's spider webs. So stinking cute. Genius, brilliant designer. This is on my queue of doilies to make eventually because it's just too adorable. I do, however, think that I would have to modify the face. It's too cutesy for me. I really like the jack-o'-lanterns that have a little bit of a scarier face. It doesn't need to be like super scary, but just not quite as happy, just a little angry. Lacey, someone make me the Jack in the Web. Oh, you know what? I just ordered a bunch of Halloween yarn after we did our Indie Dyed Halloween Live last weekend, and I got orange colorways. I wonder if I could use one of the oranges that I bought to make this. I'd have to check because the two that have already arrived both have black speckling in them, so they might not be appropriate. But doilies like this generally, and especially Marsha Glassner's, she calls for crochet thread if I remember correctly, but I used fingering weight on the Boo and it gets just a little bit larger. Nothing crazy. So you could definitely get away with a fingering weight yarn for this pattern too. And I know I have enough orange fingering weight in stash for sure. All right, the next crochet design are these cute little wristlets. We've got that skull motif going on again as a wristlet. I like it without the rose, but with the rose, it's a fun little feminine touch. Very cute and spooky. I think these would be a great addition to a Halloween costume. If like most Halloween costumes in general, really, especially if you're going something witchy or vampy, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? I saw these amazing Halloween costumes at Halloween Spirit, which is where I got my ghost dress, by the way. If you have seen those Instagram reels or TikToks of me dressed up with this darkening shawl, I'm wearing a ghost dress that I got from Spirit. And that's where I got the wig too. But I saw they had a whole aisle of voodoo priestess costumes. I feel like these would go with that so well too. So yes, I think they're cute. I would wear them outside of a costume too. It's more of a decorative piece though, obviously. It's not something that's going to really keep your hands warm, just to look spooky cute. And this is a $3.65 pattern. On to the next one, the skull corset top. I'm not going to try to say that name because I feel like I'm going to butcher it, but you can read it. It is a $7.91 crochet corset top. It uses filet crochet to make that skull motif in the front, and there's a little border of the skull motif as well. And I believe this designer has a sweater version as well. I love the lace-up detail in the back. It's super cute. I think this is something that you could wear over another piece, obviously, if you wanted to wear it out, but it would be super cute as some fun lingerie as well. So kind of like a multi-purpose piece. I love it so much. I love I don't know. I just love everything about it. I think it's super cute. It looks like it should be pretty easy to fit as well because it's laced up the back here. So depending on the way that your body curves, because as women, there is a variety of curves from your bust to your hips, depending on your body type, that lace up in the back should still allow whatever size in the pattern that you follow to fit your body. It might not lace up the back in the same way, but it could still be fitted in the way that you want it to, or loose in the way that you want it to, depending on how you laced up in the back. So I think that's a nice little cheat code to get a top that's going to fit you, no matter how it was pretty much written. Lacey, I am feeling the middle finger wristlets. I was going to make my daughter some, but she wants mitts. I wanted to use that yarn. I just got Venus's Looking Glass. Ooh, that would be pretty. Yeah, I can't blame her for wanting mitts though. I tend to gravitate towards fingerless mitts often in the winter, especially when I had office jobs where it was pretty cold. They either didn't run the heat in the winter or they ran the AC in the summer and it was just too cold for me. I don't have the best blood circulation anyways, so my hands and feet are typically always numb, which is not good. So I tend to gravitate towards the mitts for that reason. But I did just make Kim's gauntlet. I call them gauntlets. They're not. They are her Ren Fair fingerless mitts pattern, and they have that middle finger chain, and they're super comfortable. So I do like them for that reason. They are super comfortable and super cute. They just don't cover as much of your hand for as much heat, but you may want that to have your palm open. So, Lindsay, what? That top, right? You need it, right? The corset is really, really good. It really is. The way that everything's laid out too, the top piece, how the skull is centered, all the little skulls on the bottom. She did a great job with that design. Jessica, I have to head out. I'll catch the rest of the live later. Looking forward to seeing all the fun patterns. Well, thank you for stopping by, Jessica, and thank you again for sending your following roundup. Yeah, when I worked in the building for work and I used to smoke cigarettes, fingerless gloves were perfect. You could hold the phone for holding yucky cigarettes. Yep, that is another reason I like them. It's easy to type. It's easy to use touchscreen equipment that we have now. And yeah, I made 3 pairs back to back after I realized how well they work. And also in the winter, if it gets too cold, the back of my hands will crack and bleed if I don't protect them. So not quite full-on mittens, but the fingerless mitts do well enough. And Kim, glad you like the gloves. I do. I love them. I'm going to be showing them off in my next sit-down podcast episode. All right, this is what I wanted to show you guys. OMG, what you can do this. Have any of you done this? Let me know if you're in the live chat or in the comments on the replay. I am super tempted to legitimately do this summer. Turn a doily into an umbrella. What? Is it hard? It looks like it could be. And are the blank umbrellas expensive, or do you like thrift shop and like take the old cloth off of one? I have no idea how this works, but I'm super intrigued and I feel like I need this to have a spooky summer. What? This is the Skelly-Go-Round with Skulls of Plenty by Anne, and it is a $2.99 pattern. Girl, up your prices. That's a steal of a deal. Look at this. Now, it's got several skulls in it, and they're going the opposite direction of the other doily that we looked at, if you didn't quite pick that one up. And look in between. There's like that trio of heads, and in between that stacked pyramid of 3 skull heads, there's a full freaking skeleton there. Do you see it? Let me see if I can bring right here. That's a full freaking skeleton. What? This is gorgeous, and I need to make it into an umbrella. It has to happen. Lindsay, you are absolutely right. Bucket list project for sure. I would definitely make it in the black, but what? This blew my mind when I saw this, especially the umbrella, because it's cute as a doily, but the umbrella just steps it up a notch. Lacey, oh, and you know what? The warmth from fingerless wristlets helps my carpal tunnel stuff. Yes, I am so sorry that you're dealing with carpal tunnel, but all the more reason to make some fingerless wristlets and wear them while you're working and just around the house and crocheting in general. Please do it, Amanda. I need you to do the umbrella so I can live vicariously through you. Yes. And also, how fun would that make for some transformation videos as well, too? Because those are so fun to film. The umbrella. It's too much. Side tangent. It reminds me, I don't know if any of you play video games, but there was a video game that came out for the regular Nintendo, and what was it called? I want to say it was called Uninvited, and it was one of those, like, you click the action and then you click on the picture and it was a story, and there was a moment in there where there's a cute little woman in the hallway she's holding a parasol and she's got her back to you, but if you try to talk to her, she turns around and she's a skeleton and she kills you every time. It makes me think of that. Goth Lolita umbrella. Absolutely. I've never made a parasol cover type thing, but it's beautiful. Yeah, and I know you can do them like not spooky version too. I've seen people use those rainbow gradient cotton yarns, the whirls, and they do like a granny square version of a parasol cover too. So you don't have to make a spooky one, but I definitely would. Hi, all. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for joining the live stream. And thank you. If you guys are enjoying it, please do give it a thumbs up. Mocha, this is totally cool, right? I feel like this is something your daughter might like. Don't show her. I hadn't even noticed the skeleton. Yeah, I didn't either at first. It's so amazing. It's just sneaking in there. And that is such an amazing detail. As someone who designs their own patterns, I'm like, wow, that is some real talent and skill. I hope to be that good one day. Okay, next crochet pattern. The Oogie Boogie Hat by Hook Addict. It's only $2, and it is cute. It is super cute. I would wear this as an adult, not even just as for my kids. It is an adorable pattern. I love the little spider hanging from the tip of the hat, all the extra stitching, and that extra 3-dimensional touch over the eyeballs to really help them pop. Super duper cute. If you wanted to just kind of dress up a little bit for some, I don't know, little small gatherings or trunk or treats where you didn't want to fully dress up, I think this is a cute option. Also, if you don't mind being spooky year-round, like my house, we would definitely wear this one year-round as well. This would also be a fun opportunity to play around with that glow-in-the-dark yarn. I have seen some people doing Oogie Boogie stuff with glow-in-the-dark yarn, and I think it's the coolest thing ever. So that is the Oogie Boogie Hat by Hook Addict for $2. And then how cute! I've got more amigurumi in this session than I did in the last, but they are some adorable patterns. Amigurumi has come a long ways in these last 10 years of crochet, and it's becoming so stinking adorable. As people get more into adding the back stitching details, needle felting details, and even using stuff to shade their yarn to make these dolls look more and more realistic. I love it so much. I love that this pumpkin has 2 different colored eyes, 2 different sized, 2 different colors eyes. It is super stinking cute. The little leaf on its front there, I love it so much. I have made a pumpkin-headed toy like this for my kids years ago, but it was a knit pattern. So super excited to see a crochet version for people who crochet. And the shaping in this looks amazing. If you look at the head, it's so cute. Very, very well done. So this is the Amigurumi Pumpkin Monster by Monstradom. And I believe this designer is... I think this was the Russian designer that I found, and they have other super cute amigurumi patterns on their Etsy page. So this specific pattern is linked down below, but from there you can find their Etsy store and see the other things they have to offer, because it's still along the lines of mythical and potentially spooky, but I kept it to Halloween only designs for this live stream. But if you like this one, I think you're really going to love the overall aesthetic of this designer. So definitely check out their shop. I wish I liked making little accents for stuff. I hate seeing them. I think I would make an effort for the Oogie Boogie Hat. Yep, that's what it really comes down to, is a pattern so good that you are willing to really put in that detail work that you're not really wanting to do. Hi, Granny D. Oh gosh, love this. Thank you for joining this morning. I hope you enjoy the Halloween crochet patterns that we're going to be looking at. Amigurumiing is getting so advanced, right? Like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels this way, because when I learned to crochet when I was 9, I got after I learned the basic stitches and I felt ready to follow a pattern. The first patterns I followed was from a pamphlet that I want to say my mom bought me at either Walmart or Joann Fabrics, and it had a series of amigurumi animals in it, but they were nothing compared to this. So 9 for me was 1990. I'm going to mess up thinking math live, but 1998. So the amigurumi did not look like this at all. It was very round. The faces weren't very cute. And there weren't very good instructions on how to sew the pieces together. All my very beginning amigurumis fell apart and they looked horrible. I am so glad that the creation of YouTube has accelerated the techniques and the ability to make more advanced and cuter looking amigurumi. Kim, Franken Pumpkin. Yes, that is exactly what it looks like. And Granny D agrees. We're saying hi in chat, and love the combination of different crafts. Yes, I am always a fan of combining crafts. I know that it does limit the amount of people that can do it, but I have learned when you combine crafts, it inspires makers to learn those additional crafts to make those amazing pieces. My fave season, and love Halloween, such fun. Yes, and it's October. I'm so excited. It can be officially spooky season. I know I jump into spooky season early, just like I've seen people jumping into Christmas season already. You do you, but I'm still here for Halloween. I'm not going to knock on you if you don't knock on me. Okay, this is another one from Monsterdom. This is the other Halloween pattern that I found in their shop that I just absolutely loved. Pumpkin ice cream. What? Who would think this and why? And it's a cyclops. Like, this is spooky cute at its finest. Look at that. And I love how the spider is also a cyclops. It's too cute. I can't. And so this is what I'm talking about here with that fine detail. If you look at the face of the pumpkin, there are those dark patches. There's the dark shading around the eyeball. That is what makes this pattern stand out. If you were just to make the pumpkin in a flat color and not have those dark pieces to shade around the eyeball and where it sets in, it just would not look the same. It just wouldn't. So I love it. And I love that the spider web stitched embroidery at the top is using a very fine thread as well. It makes it look more realistic. Not that it's a super realistic looking piece, but it just adds that touch of spooky realism. And the cute little stitched on pieces to the body of the spider. If you look on the right picture there, you can see there's these little extra added touches to make the body a little polka dot. And I love it so much. There's so much detail in this that makes it so much more than just your very basic shapes. Yeah, it's too cute. And I believe that this pattern has just the pumpkin alone, but then also that cone base. And that cone base, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, can be flipped around like a clown hat on the pumpkin head. So it's kind of like an all-in-one Halloween pattern here. So $8.03, I'm here for that price. Lacey. I love the new trend of people using variegated yarn for amigurumi. It looks so whimsical, and this ice cream pumpkin is so cute. I agree. I absolutely love it too. I have misplaced the witch hat I crocheted last year, so I'm coming down the home stretch of finishing another. Yay! Using black and neon striped Super Saver, great yarn for hats like this. Yes, I have been seeing the neon striped Super Saver being worked up, and I love the black with the neons. It is a great colorway for this time of year. I bet your hat is going to be so good. I know I finished mine a little while ago, and I'm actually starting my white one to go with my ghost costume since I finished the one for my daughter. And now my son's asking for one. They're jealous. They love my hat so much. Everybody wants one. The eyes look so good, right? Yeah, you can tell that this designer has been making amigurumi and upping their game pattern after pattern. And how amazing that we get to buy that experience, basically. That's so amazing. I've seen oil pastels used on yarn. I could see that being what it is, especially on this one, because, so if you look at the picture on the right, the eyelid looks like it's two different colors of yarn. But the body looks like it's got back stitching in that same color that's used on the eyelid with some type of shading next to it. The reason I don't think that body is variegated yarns is because it's in very specific places. I think that was placed there with some shading and a back stitch over the top. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like oil pastels. I don't know. I've never shaded my yarn with another type of material like a paint or like pastel chalk. But I do see a lot of these pictures and they look so cool. I have needle felted on my yarn before for details. Coolio. I used this same yarn for this last year's hat. The stiffness of the yarn is great for this hat as you want it to stand up. Yep. That is why, like, when I'm critiquing a yarn, I often will try to say, this means that it would be good for something else, because it usually does. A stiffer, not soft yarn still has a purpose. It just might not fit with what I like to make. But in this case, yes, a stiffer Red Heart Super Saver is going to work well for something like a stiff hat. All right, next pattern. Okay, so that was the end of Maud's list. Thank you again so much for sending that in the Facebook group and allowing me to share that with everybody. So then I decided, since I've been having so much fun on TikTok, I wanted to share some of the Halloween patterns that I keep seeing pop up over and over again in my feed right now on TikTok. And this is one of them. This is the Huggable Spider by Hookmaster Crochet. You're going to want to follow her. She is hilarious. And these spiders are so freaking cute, and they're huge. They're huge. There's a reason why they're called the Huggable Spider. And do you see how many plastic eyes it uses? I've seen versions. It might be small on your screen, but the picture on the right, the variegated blue spider on the right, if you look at its first two eyeballs, they use the ones with the colored iris. Seeing people play around with those safety eyes with the number of eyes that this pattern calls for is so cool. It uses you can use so many different combinations of colors and eyes. I know that I saw her make like a Sally inspired one that had all the patchwork looking colors and the stitching. You can really make this pattern your own on top of that. And I think it's just so stinking cute. Lindsay, this is a toy I would definitely make. Yeah, I would too. The only thing that stops me is I just am not a fan of working at a tight gauge because it is harder on your hands, and it looks like a lot of sewing. But it is one of those ones where it might be worth it. So that is Huggable Spider by Hookmaster Crochet for $6.99. The next pattern, have you seen this one going around? The Halloween Sandworm. This pattern's $10.31, and I believe it's because it has a ton of tutorial step-by-step hold your hand within it. I can't confirm that because I don't own the pattern, but I have seen people commenting that they're making it, and It's been really easy to follow, and the people that I've seen make it, theirs looks just like the original. So it is going to be a time commitment. Look at all of those pieces that it's going to require. But how spooky cool. And not just for Halloween. Have you seen the Nightmare Before Christmas trees? I really want one. Like, I've never had one before, and I know one day that I will. And this would look so spooky cute wrapped in that tree. Could you imagine? I feel like she needs to come out with a follow-up pattern of the Christmas wreath. Now, I know the sandworms from Beetlejuice, and I start lumping all of Tim Burton's movies together, but doesn't matter. I know I'm not the only one. But the Christmas wreath that attacks the kids in The Nightmare Before Christmas, I need that. I also need the No-No duck, the little vampire duck that attacks the kids. When my son was 2 years old, and I know this is a tangent, we were watching The Nightmare Before Christmas because we watch it on repeat, and he came up to me, and he couldn't say very many words, but he just came up with the most serious face, and he's like, "Mama, no duck. No duck." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I looked up at the movie, and there goes the duck chasing the kids. It's the no duck. Granny D. Oh no, I haven't seen this. Yes, I keep seeing it on TikTok. I haven't really seen it much anywhere else. I love it. I love it so much. I love the sandworm. I love that it's so big too. Yes. So that is the other thing. Like, you kind of have to make it big because of how much detail it requires. Art is kind of that way in general, right? When you look at somebody that wants to get a super detailed tattoo that's like on the smallest part of their arm, the tattoo artist is like, you just can't. The lines are too close together. They're going to bleed. They're going to blur. You get that same problem when you start designing crochet patterns. You lose detail the smaller you make something. So she kind of had to make it huge, which makes it super epic. I'm imagining this tree, and it's amazing. Yeah, I need one day. One day I will have my Nightmare Before Christmas tree. All right, next crochet pattern. How cute is this one? So this is the Burlap Chap hood by the Twisted Hatter. It's a 650 pattern. There is so much detail in this, and it's amazing. And again, it's one of those things where this is what her original pattern looks like. And I have seen other makers showing off their followed version, and it looks identical, which is just a credit to the quality of the pattern. I love how it's oversized. I love the colors that she chose. The eyes are what really get me. I love the highlights that were put in the eye, and look around the brim of the mouth. There's like little bugs coming out, right? Because Oogie Boogie is a bug-stuffed burlap sack. So cute. I love the detail. I love everything about this. And it just looks like a super cozy hood. I love it. I think she nailed it. I love the photography as well. And again, this is someone that I saw their pattern on TikTok, and then other people using it. So if you've considered joining TikTok, there is a whole side of it where crochet talk. It's just crochet, and you can just watch crochet makers sharing their amazing things. It has been a newfound love of mine. The Mad Hatter is amazing. This hood is epic. Seriously, yes. The Twisted Hatter has other amazing designs as well. This is just the one that I wanted to include in the Halloween collection of patterns. And that hood is crazy, right? This one is on my list of things to eventually make. I love it so much. She just nailed it. Nailed it. I love how people who love Halloween go so hard for Halloween that they come up with such amazing designs like this. It makes me so happy. All right, next pattern, Poisoned Apple. And this is a $360 pattern. So this is another one that shows up continuously in my TikTok feed. It looks like you can work it up pretty quickly. I've seen it worked up in so many cool colors. Use a thicker yarn, make a larger apple. Use a thinner yarn, make a smaller apple. I love it. It's on my list of need to make. And yeah, I think it would be a great decoration or a great prop for a witch costume. You could even, speaking of dangling things off the tip of a hat, right? If you made one small enough, you could dangle it off the tip of your witch's hat. How cute. And you wouldn't have to sew it in. You could just tie it in, kind of like a reversible, like how you do the pom-poms and can take them on and off. I bet there's a way to make a detachable hat dangly. Because I think I was talking to somebody about my white witch's hat, and they said, I think you need a spider dangling from that one. And I think they are correct. But yes, I love this cute little poisoned apple. I think it is perfect for spooky season. Oh, I missed this one. This is gorgeous, right? I believe you're talking about the hat. I know my chat comes in a little late. It does feel like Halloween lovers are the most creative, right? It is we are definitely in a group of specific types of minds, I think, which I love. I love it so much. My favorite kind of people. This one's on my list too, right? It's just a classic. And it's something you can keep from year to year. I put most of my Halloween decorations do get put away outside of my pumpkin themed kitchen. I do have a box, and I made a ton of small pumpkins several years ago. At least I think it was 2013 that I did this fun little group on Ravelry, was having a contest of how many little things they could make. I know you did it with me, Lindsay, and I did pumpkins, and I made at least like a dozen little pumpkins, and I bring them back out every year. So this is something that could go into that pile. What a unique decoration. I would definitely make my house danglies from this. Ooh, yeah. That is a great idea. Yes. Oh, also, another great opportunity to use the glow-in-the-dark yarn. All right. Now we're getting into some pattern. I think this is the last pattern that I added, and it's one that I randomly stumbled across, and I love it because when I was a child, we had vintage Halloween decorations in our house that belonged to my great grandma. And if you've seen vintage Halloween decorations, that cat, you know that cat. So these are vintage inspired Halloween. So link down below. The very first link is the pumpkin. So these are $3.50 each. They're photographed together, but they are sold as individual patterns here. So the pumpkin is the first link down below. And then I also have linked to the cats and the ghosts page. How stinking cute though. It's very nostalgic for me that I couldn't not include it. Let's see. Oh, I love the black cat. Yeah, that face. I swear they were like paper, just paper prints that you just stuck on the wall. And we had a face that looked just like this cat. We had like a witch face. And I think we had a similar pumpkin face as well that were part of the decorations we would put up every year. Tina, bestie. Who is your bestie? These vintage inspired cuties are adorable. Hi, Books With Me. Thanks for joining the live. Am I getting all of the chat? Now I'm concerned. But yes, I love it so much. Next pattern is another one that I found so stinking cute. Now, you may recognize this photography style or maybe the amigurumi style. This is Four Seasons Halloween by Lolly Lala, who's Lydia Tresselt, and I crocheted one of her other amigurumi patterns back for a friend when it was for her baby. I think it was for her daughter's first birthday, maybe, or maybe it was even her baby shower, and her daughter is now 7. So it was a while ago, but the pattern was amazing, so easy to follow. I love her style and aesthetic, so I can absolutely say that $7.86 for this collection of 3 amigurumi monsters is definitely going to be worth it for you. I think it's super cute. Look at the open brains on the zombie. Oh, it's too much. Super cute. The little skull mask over the top of the other one means that you don't have to worry about super intimidating shaping. And then the Frankenstein's just so simple and cute. I love this little trio so much, and I could definitely see a little kid with a collection of these playing with them together Super adorable. I love the shape for kids as well because it's going to be something that's easy to hold. You can give it to smaller children still within, you know, safety, but it's something that will still be played with older kids as well. Oh, Tina, vintage Halloween decorations auto-corrected me. That makes sense because I was like, who's her bestie? Like, I want to be excited, but I don't know who she's talking about. Oh, that's so funny. Yes. Let's go back and look. Out of the three, yes, these. Oh, they're so cute. Okay. Yeah, so I love this collection from her, and I love her patterns in general. Very clear, very well written, very easy to follow, super cute aesthetic. All right, the next one. So this pattern is the first pattern from Jessica. So Jessica shared a link in the Facebook group to a Halloween pattern roundup that she did back in 2019. I have that link in the description box below as well. I took a couple of the patterns off of her pattern roundup and shared them at the end of these slides as well. So if you want to see her full list, you can find that in the description box below. It's all amigurumi. So if amigurumi's up your alley, go check it out. I think a good chunk of them were free patterns as well. So this one is free. This is Boo the Ghost, which is a free pattern on the Amour Fou website. And I love the base. I love that they photographed the pattern from the bottom so you can see that this ghost is not going to have any issues standing up, which if you're making it as a decorative piece, super important. I love that so much. The cute little witch's hat touch. Too much, too cute, super spooky cute for sure. I love it. And this looks like a beginner friendly one as well. It doesn't have a ton of shaping, and it looks like there's only 2 pieces to sew to the body and then potentially attach the hat as well. So there might be sewing in the base. I can't tell for sure. It's going to be a simple sewing, unlike some of the more advanced amigurumi patterns that we've seen today. But yeah, super loved how just cute this one was. And then another cute one that I found was this Halloween Witch Amigurumi by Amigurumi Today. This is another pattern off of Jessica's list. And it is a free pattern as well. And I thought, how fun would this be? My daughter, I know, would love this. I can't show it to her because she'll beg me to make it. I absolutely know that for sure. The little cat pumpkin accessory. It's too cute. I love it so much. I think that you could definitely get a child's imagination going with this, whereas you could get them thinking that the witch turned her cat into a pumpkin. That's what happened there. And so, yeah, I love it. I think the detail is great. This is more of like your traditional style amigurumi, more of the style of amigurumi that I was seeing when I was growing up making my own toys. So I love it. Super cute. And it's free. I think, is that all of the crochet patterns that I wanted to talk about. So now I have everybody's Lift Your Spirit shawls to share from the group. So Clue 5 just came out yesterday. So most of these pictures are, some are through Clue 4 and some are working their way through Clue 3 to Clue 4. I broke up the pattern so that each week is approximately the same amount of work. So you get less and less rows, but that's because look at how long they're getting now. They're getting super long, but we've got ghosties and now we got another set of ghosties. And I know there was like a collective groan in the Facebook group when everybody realized we have to do 8 mouths. Oh, the mouths are the trickiest part of the pattern. Slip stitching into slip stitches. It's definitely something you have to learn. It's a definite learned skill. I learned it when I was learning how to do slip stitch ribbing. And so it's not as difficult for me as it was the first time that I learned how to do it. But it is a skill. You guys got this. It's only a couple of rows, and then it's smooth sailing from there. The final clue comes out next Friday, and I cannot wait for you guys to see how this shawl finishes off. And I cannot wait to share with you my finished piece. I finished this shawl months and months and months ago, and I've just had to be keeping it a secret, and it's killing me. So this shawl is Manda Bees. And because we have two Mandas in the Facebook group, I have mentioned this. We have Amanda BE and Amanda BA. So this is Manda BE's shawl, and I am loving it. She's using a very basic white, and this pattern was originally designed in a soft variegated white. So I think that it looks best in this colorway, but you guys are using all sorts of colors that it also looks amazing in. So I will also share the other projects that we've got going on that I got permission to share. Mod M560 Hobie also has some free Halloween patterns for anyone wanting more. What? I didn't know that. I didn't see that on their website. I'm definitely going to have to go check that out. I did see their Halloween yarns. I did not buy any, but I did see them. They're very, very traditional Halloween gradient. I believe they're their cotton whirls. I love them. OMG, the kitty pumpkin, right? Almost need to just go make that one. It's a fun side project. J-Hook Crochet. Hello, everyone. Hello, Reggie. How are you this morning? Thanks for joining the live. We made it through all of the Halloween crochet patterns, and we're just showing off the Lift Your Spirits. The mouths are a pain, but worth it. Yes, they are. They give you that scream spook face. So they are worth it in the end. Kim, yay for Clue 6 next week. Oh, I know your sister's dying. Or your daughter. I know your daughter's dying to get this shawl completed. You should, with your DK weight, you should be able to zoom through that final Clue 6 and have a nice shawl to gift her before it gets too late in the spooky season. Okay, so the next version is from Carolyn, and that is her Instagram and TikTok handle. And it looks like she is about as far as Amanda was when she shared her photo. See the faces there? Not quite the mouths on the second set of faces on the end. So this is what it looks like worn so far. You can see this is a massive shawl. It is a shawl blanket, a schlanket. If you're making the original large with fingering weight, it is a comfy, large, warm shawl. I love the light lavender that she chose too. Very cute. And here is Jessica's version. She's got this white and gray variegated yarn going on, so it really blurs your vision of the ghosts there, but they're there. They're a little more secretive, and I like that. You can still definitely see them, but not at a first glance. And I think that's what's really fun about using a color like this for the pattern is if you're wearing it, someone could walk by you and think you're just wearing a variegated gray shawl, and then wait a second. I think I see a face looking at me. And then here's Adeline's photo, again, about the same progress as the other two, right before starting that second set of mouths. And you can see how large it is. They're draped over the back of the couch. And here's Maud's shawl, and there she is wearing it. So you can see, again, it hits at about the same area. And I know she's using fingering weight yarn with the gorgeous pearl beads. I love the beading choice, and I think it looks so good. This one looks almost identical to my original version. I just have the glow-in-the-dark beads, so they're a little more clear because they're color-lined glow-in-the-dark beads. So they're glass with the color-lined on the inside, so not quite as white. And then is that the end of that is the end of the photos that I have to share for the Lift Your Spirits shawl so far. There are so many more photos in the Facebook group, so if you want, you can join that. I do believe there is a link to that either down at the bottom, or there is also a link to the Facebook group inside the free clues as well. So the pattern is free until October 15th when it's condensed into one full pattern, and then that will be for sale for $6. So you want to make sure you're getting the downloads for free either on my website or in Ravelry. I do believe that if you place the Ravelry pattern in your library and download it while it's free, it will stay in your library after it becomes for sale, I think. I couldn't really find an answer to that question anywhere on the internet where I had looked. But even if that's not the case, if you've downloaded all the clues, you've got it saved and no worries. So yeah, I am so excited to fully release this pattern. And I think next week I'll be modeling it for full photos. When I sent it to my testers, I just laid it out and photographed it that way. So now that I'm slowly piecing my Halloween costume together, this will go perfectly. Reggie, Hobie has Halloween Dahlia. Yes, that's what it is. Dahlia, Twister, and Universe XL so far. I have seen the Dahlia. I don't believe I've seen the Twister and Universe XL yet. So I'm going to have to go check out their website for those and go find those free Halloween crochet patterns too, because I am so here for those. These lives are so fun. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed them. And I'm so glad that you helped encourage another crochet pattern live. Again, everything is linked down in the description box below. I don't really have anything planned for next week's live. I was definitely going to be showing off the full pattern and kind of talking about my process of designing it. I've had to keep that under wraps because sharing it would give away the entire pattern. So I'm going to show you how it kind of got ridiculous in the designing process. And I'm going to show you the knit swatch. I knit a swatch of this pattern first because I thought I was going to design this as a knitting pattern, and I did not enjoy it and decided to crochet it instead. So I know I'll definitely be talking about and sharing those things, but if you have any topics that you'd like to talk about, we can definitely include that in next week's live stream as well. But yeah, that is everything that I had to talk about today. Thank you guys, all of you who joined me in the live, and all of you that are catching this on the replay. And until next time, happy crafting, guys. Bye.